this is Sabina at Cross Keys Crafts with day 11 of my 28-day Christmas card challenge. Today I would like to show you the first of 3 techniques how to use masking for your Christmas cards. I have already prepared a few things. I have cut this tree die from Gina K masking paper. I'll just show you the packaging. It's called Masking Magic. It is a masking paper that has got adhesive, but low-tech adhesive on one side, and it's got a coating on the top which makes it more durable, and you can reuse this, and also it's easy to ink blend over it. So I splashed out for this. It's not super cheap, but it's very good. If I find it online, I'm going to link it for you below. Yeah, I have used this die. I think I got this from the works years ago, and I'm also going to use the positive at one point. When I cut this out and decided on the shape, I didn't realise there were a few bits sticking out. To show you what I mean, like little bits like this. I just cut these off to have a more even shape on either side. I've also got this tree die that is from Positively Papercraft. Any die would work. You could even just cut out a triangle shape yourself. And if you don't have the Gina K Masking Magic or any other masking adhesive, then you could also just die cut this from paper. Anything is really fine that you can use for masking. So I haven't stuck this down yet because I want to show you how to stick this on if you want it evenly. So you line it up at the top there. I'm sure it's in the middle because it's slightly bigger than my by the way, my card base, the black card base, is just under 5 by 7 because I want to stick it on a 5 by 7 card. And this adhesive, it's got a cut in the middle. So basically align it at the top, hold it down on the one side, and then you can peel this off. Just be a bit careful here, just keep on pushing whilst you peel it off. And don't throw this away because you will stick that back on so you can reuse it. And then it's easy to take the other side off. Essentially. There we go, start from the bottom. So just work your way all the way around. If you've got a simpler shape cut out, it will probably be easier as well. So, and then make sure you've got it all pressed down on the edges. So as you can see, I've already put out my stamping platform because we're going to stamp with Versamark today. The magnets in place. So because we're going to stamp with Versamark, I'm going to use my powder tool to get rid of any residue. I tend to forget that, so I'm doing this now. So, and I've already outlined my stamps. I'm just going to show you what I've done. I've got the same snowflake stamps that I had yesterday, and I added 2 hollies. I have laid them out so they cover the top of the tree. I don't have enough stamps to cover all of the tree. By the way, I've gone over the edges so we end up with the shape of the tree afterwards, because these will be cut off and they define then the outline. So I haven't got enough to cover the whole bit, but it doesn't matter because after we stamp the top bit, it'll stay wet enough or sticky enough for us to use the same stamps and use them to fill in the bottom. So that's a good idea if you don't have enough stamps, similar stamps. So I hope you can see this. So I'm going to ink these up. And as I said in yesterday's video, these are from a magazine from last year, so but any stems will be fine. Any foliage stems that you might want to use, maybe little stars, it doesn't really matter as long as it's a Christmassy motif for this. So I've got my homemade pressure tool. So because you're on the edges here of the masking, it sometimes doesn't give enough pressure, and I can see that against the light. So I'm going to just ink that up again before I move them. Especially if you then use some paper for masking, you might find that the edge is even stronger. Sorry if the camera is wobbling whilst I'm doing this, because the camera is attached to my desk. Yeah, that's better. So now I can take these off, taking the ones from the top first, and just, I'll tell you what, another little tip. Let me just see if I find something here. I'm trying to find some clear bag. Normally I've got some around here. I'll tell you where I've got them. You can lay these out like this, and then these ink that's already on these, if you have to move them around, won't just, you know, won't stick down already and ruin the cardstock. So make sure you get the outline of the tree there. Probably put a bigger one there, maybe the holly. So get these as close as possible. Squeeze one more in there. So if you had to shift them now on the extra cardstock, you would already ruin these, and this is a bit too close to the corner there, so because I've got the stamping there, so I'll see if I can fill this up this way. Yeah, that'll be fine. So I can pick this up like this now, and I'm sure I haven't stuck down any ink just yet. So that'll be fine. So I'm going to put this embossing powder on it now. You can take the masking off first if you wanted to, but I just leave it like this. So I'm going to take myself some scrap paper. And I have already, from last year, this is some mixed embossing powder where I mixed tinsel and enchanted gold in an old pot. So don't hesitate to do that and mix different embossing powders. Obviously these can't go back in the original containers. This is why I keep them in this one. So you might even be able to just bend this card a bit and put most of it down here. So I'll give this a good shake. Yes, I've over stamped a bit here. It's a bit of a mix, but I'm not too bothered about that. So give it another good shake, and I'll normally have a brush here. If you have a bit of a spray like I have here, just take it off give it another good tap. Yeah, I think that's fine. So this can go back in the mix. And then it's not crafting and it's not Christmas if you don't end up with glitter everywhere. So I always use a Swiffer cloth to just mop that up. They're the best ones to just get rid of this. Okay, so now I'm going to heat set this. Again, you can take this off first, the masking magic, but because I've stamped over the sides, I just leave it like this. And today I'm going to do this off screen because yesterday I realised I was doing underneath the camera and it was way too noisy. So heat up your tool, make sure it's nice and warm or hot before you apply it. Just showing you the difference where I've already done it. You can see the gold is coming through. Make sure you go all around the edges properly. So, and I also heat set it on the masking magic. As you can see, it's always already warping a bit because it's warmed up. But I'm leaving that to cool down for a second whilst I explain to you what I've done with my sentiment. I have got this piece die. I'm not quite sure where it's from, whether I've ordered it or whether it came maybe with a Paper Craft Society set. I'm not quite sure. I'll find out. And if it's available, I'm going to link it below. So I cut this out, but I wanted it to not stand out too much or get lost on it. So I decided to put it on vellum, but I don't have a shadow die. And I don't know who showed it online, whether it was Simon Hurley maybe. And that person explained that if you use your die and you use a pencil and trace around your die and then cut it out, you end up with a perfect shadow. So I didn't go too far into the bits here or between the letters there, so just round it, and then as that person explained, it really makes a really nice shadow. I've cut this from gold cardstock. To be honest, I thought this would be a bit more golden. It's more a bit of a rose gold, but it doesn't matter. So now for the big reveal. You just peel this off. And you stick this back onto the release paper. Oh, we've got a bit of loose embossing powder, but it hasn't set. So I can wipe that away. I'm not too bothered about that because I can actually release paper. So, and there you go. It's probably not the best shape. I could have maybe put these a bit closer, but as you can see, you've got a Christmas tree. Yeah. Shape of a Christmas tree, heat embossed. This is a bit undefined. I think the stamp might not have been very good, but I might actually add a little star there at the top to find that. So maybe a straighter shape would be better for this. I didn't make this beforehand. So, and this, I can put this right underneath, maybe just put it there. And I'm going to stick this onto the card stock, onto the card base. And I'm going to show you after this recording what it's going to look like. So I'm going to show you tomorrow 2 more ways on how to use this, sorry, tomorrow and the day after, a way to how to use this masking to, again, use this but with different materials. Thank you very much for watching. See you tomorrow. Yeah, I'm back quicker than I thought I would be. I just thought I'd just show you off what I have done with this card to rescue it a little bit. because the motif wasn't quite straightforward, because there were actually too many gaps. So I thought I'd just put in some, other people call them Nuva drops, like pearl drops. I'm going to show you in a second how you do that and how you use them. And I also forgot to mention, when you have got vellum, it will show glue through it. So sometimes what I do is I put double-sided adhesive over the whole thing and then cut it out. I forgot to do that. So the best thing to hide, the best way to hide the glue is to put it behind the sentiment. I have actually messed it up a bit here because I used my collal glue. I should have used my Sigma pen glue and hide it a bit better. So I hope this dries off a bit clearer. If not, on the black cardstock it just shows quite a bit, but it doesn't matter. Also, I cut from the same cardstock as the sentiment. I cut the star on the top because I wasn't quite happy with how that turned out. And as you see, I've put all the little drops there, which gives it a bit more of a defined shape. And the recipient won't know that this wasn't meant to be like this. So just quickly show you how to use these. I got these from Poundland for £1. They're really nice. They're from Dove Craft. I've got them in different colours. Not too many colours though. So what you do is, first of all, when you first open it, make sure you dab a bit off to make sure it actually is free flowing. And I can show you on the black cardstock. Whichever. So, and what you need to do, because these are quite wobbly and they've got a little thing on the top, you just need to tap the card and then they flatten out and become round. I'll show you the same with these. And depending on how much you put on there, the beads will be bigger or smaller. And that's all you need to do, and then you need to leave this to dry. Alright, okay, thank you very much for watching, and see you tomorrow.